Experience the impact of the transforming Word of God at Christos Emerge Ministry with Pastor Ferdinand Inshing, Tuesdays at 4:30 p.m. Venue, Nigerian Bible Translation Trust NBTT, along Old Airport Road, besides Efros Primary School, Jos Plateau State. This is the kingdom of God.
The Bible says we should give thanks in all things. In how many things? In all things. I've come to discover that it's a mystery for you to give thanks in all things. Humanly speaking, you will not give thanks for all things. But God's instruction is that we should give thanks for all things. And this evening we will see why we should give thanks for all things. Faith in an uncertain situation. Faith in an uncertain situation. Recently we gathered together, and while we are discussing, we are praying, we have discovered that the love of so many has waxed cool. There are a lot of confusion, especially in Nigeria. Everything that is happening around us is targeted towards the believers. Our heart keep going down. Our consecration keep getting less. We keep losing focus. You no longer see zeal. You no longer see people that are up and doing. There is something that have entered the church. It's sluggishness. Sluggishness. Everything is being done sluggishly. As if God has failed us permanently. I will begin to ask question, why? What is happening? We discover that the life is hard. Things are difficult. People have prayed and come to their wit's end. Some begin to ask, where is our God? But it will interest you to know that it is in such situation that is difficult, uncertain, that God moves. And that is why it's so few that have the liberty to enjoy the grace of God in times like this. If you are wise, if you have understanding, is when things are in a state of topsy-turvy, when everything has gone upside down. You have to build your mind. You have to concentrate on God. There's a verse in the book of Proverbs chapter 28 verse 26. He said, if you put your trust in your heart, then you are a fool. If you put your trust in what you see around, you are a fool. If you put your trust in the uncertainty around you, you are not wise. But he said, those who walk wisely, they shall be delivered. No matter the circumstances you find yourself, there is a need to walk wisely. There is a need to walk wisely. I want to thank God for the grace of God upon our lives. Thank God for what we are doing here. You might be looking at it as if nothing is happening, but great is happening. If you have a heart and you are looking up unto God, I urge you to look up unto God, and you will be directed aright. Faith in an uncertain situation. I would like to give us a charge, then we'll just pray. Just a brief charge. Let's open to the book of Ruth. Ruth chapter 1. I had wanted to read very brief, but the story is a continuous story that we cannot just ignore any part. We'll just start from 1. Now it came to pass in the days when the judges ruled that there was a famine in the land, and a certain man of Bethlehem, Judah, went to dwell in the country of Moab, he and his wife and his 2 sons. The name of the man was Elimelech. The name of his wife was Naomi, and the names of his 2 sons were Melon and Chilion, the Ephrathites of Bethlehem, Judea, and they went to the country of Moab and remained there. Then Elimelech, Naomi's husband, died, and she was left and her 2 sons. Now the 2 wives of the women of Moab, the name of the one was Orpah, and the name of the other Ruth, and they dwelt there about 10 years. Then both Melon and Chilion also died. So the women survived the 2 sons and her husband. Then she arose with her daughters-in-law that she might return from the country of Moab. For she heard in the country of Moab that the Lord had visited his people by giving them bread. Therefore she went out from the place where she was, and her 2 daughters-in-law with her, and they went on the way to return to the land of Judah. And Naomi said to the 2 daughters-in-law, Go return to your mother's house. The Lord deal kindly with you, as you have dealt with the dead and with me. The Lord grant that you may find rest, each in the house of your husband. But where they went, disaster befell them, and nothing went well at all. It was sorrow after sorrow. The death of her husband, the death of her 2 sons. She was left with her daughters-in-law. And she heard where she left, things are better. And she decided to do a return back home. But the story is not about Naomi. The story is about Ruth. She made a decision in an uncertainty that has nothing to qualify for it. There was nothing that has a gleam of hope in the decision she was taking. People came to their place and they suffered. She should have ordinarily allowed them to go. But you see, she made a decision that is so striking. And this taught me a lesson. The decision we make in times of crisis, the decision we make when there are situations, where there are trouble, where there are uncertainty, God watch it. I don't know. There is no any fantasy about this lady that she was a believer. All she did was to marry an Israelite. That was what she did. But this statement, I don't know where the statement is coming from. Of a woman that have lost all. There was nothing promising about the woman anymore. So why should Ruth make such a statement? That it treat me not to leave you or to turn back from following after you. For wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, and your God my God. Where you die, I will die, and there will I be buried. The Lord do so to me, and more also, if anything but death part you and me. What a statement. What a statement. In that statement, she has given up on herself. She has denounced herself. She has denounced her people. She has said, this woman that have come, I have found something in you that even Naomi herself does not know about. She saw beyond Naomi. Because if you see the words Naomi was using, she said, Amara, everything about me is finished. But Ruth was seeing life. She was seeing hope. She was seeing something different. She saw differently. In times of difficulties, in times of uncertainty, what do you see? When your eyes are focused on the issues of difficulties, you know, the Bible says we walk by faith and not by sight. The sight will give you pain. The sight will give you stress. If you want to open your eyes and look at your situation, the scripture we just quoted now, that in all things give thanks. It will be difficult for you if you look at your situation, you look at your hope, you look as if nothing is working around you. It's not about the situation. It's not about you. It's about the God of the situation. Ruth saw differently. We are becoming weak. We are becoming lazy. We no longer hear anything as it used to be before. Everything is being done gently and carefulness. We are no longer going all out the way we used to do as Christians. Everybody is becoming cautious. I see what is crippling in. It's not only here. Go around and see. Look at church attendance. Look at people coming to church. You don't see zeal anymore. You hardly can see zeal. You hardly can see people that want to just do all. In those days, nothing stopped people from praising God. But you see, the circumstances, the situation we find ourselves have become so terrible that people are looking literally for manna to fall. People are looking literally for something to happen extraordinary. But you see, nothing will happen extraordinary. The extraordinary is in what you don't see. Ruth saw what the human eyes cannot see. She believed that there is something in this woman that I must go with. There is a God she serves. There is something about her. Probably she has seen something that the woman herself does not see. It's not every eyes that can see in a difficult situation. Because what is before you is a problem you are confronted. And you know the evil in trouble and pain is that the trouble weigh you down. That is all you see. I've come to discover recently, at times you see yourself sad, at times you see yourself happy. At times you feel everything is okay with you. At times you feel as if you've lost everything. But I discovered that all is a play in the heart. Most times nothing has happened when you are rejoicing. Maybe somebody told you something you've not even seen. And your heart will just be, you just say, oh, thank God for this. You've not seen it. And the devil will whisper to you, are you not finished? Do you see other ladies? Do you see other guys? Do you see how life is from other people? A whisper and a manipulation of the heart. The devil will take you on. And you see people collapsing, people dying because of what they perceive in their heart. That is happening contrary to what they think should happen. Nothing has happened externally. People fear, people run from place to another when nothing actually has happened. They are looking at the circumstances, they are looking at the situation. What made them to leave their land? They left because they felt that that land was not good. Something was going on. There was famine. There was no hope. It was like Nigeria. You don't see hope anywhere. Things are becoming difficult. Day by day. What should we do as Christians? We must see beyond the uncertainty. We must begin to build our faith based on the Word of God. We must come to know that in this situation there is God. Don't think much about what is around you, but think much about the God of that situation. God is always there, and God is always helping us. There are a lot of things we are not seeing. Most times, we just want things delivered to us. Let life go on fine. When you need food, you have food to eat. When you want water, you have water to drink. But unfortunately, when you need fuel, there is no fuel. Go to the filling station. Each time I go to buy fuel, I get angry. I literally get angry. Because you buy a fuel. In fact, if the car will talk, some car will start crying. What is happening? I've never gotten up to quarter tank. But now, to get to quarter tank is serious money. So what people do now, they buy small. Do you know, initially I was thinking that there will be no black market again. But do you know black market has resurfaced? You know why? People buy fuel small, thinking that it will take them home. Before you know it, the junction to your house, your fuel will finish. So the black market will then give you 1 gallon and add 150 again to it. Trouble upon trouble. If you have 1,000 now, you can't even go out because that money will not take you anywhere. But to get this money is difficult. But to spend it is so easy. You see people begging up and down. Excuse me, can I have a talk with you? Recently, I saw one lady. She was well dressed. And before you know it, she has begun to corner people to talk to them about help, transport here and there. What should we do in a time like this? This is a time of faith. This is a time that people are made great. It's in an uncertainty that great people comfort. It's an uncertainty. It's in difficult situation. It's not when everything is rosy that you see great men come. No, go through the whole Bible. You will never see such a situation. Even when there is a promise from God directly, you will see that something unusual will happen for you to be able to comfort as God desires you to be. It has never been in a palatable situation. It's already in the desert of pain. It's already in an isolated place where your focus and your eyes is on God. That is where God made great men. That is where people that came from obscurity become great. Let's look at Psalm 105. Psalm 105 verse 17 to 22. If you are there, please read for us. Psalm 105, 17 to 22. Yes, sir.
He sent a man before them.
He sent a man before them.
Joseph was sold for his sleep. They bruised his feet with shackles. His neck was locked in irons until the time that his word happened. And Yahweh's word proved him true.
Yahweh's word proved him true. They sent forth a man. Who sent the man? Who sent forth the man? It was God. But what happened to him? Read the next verse after he sent forth the man.
The king sent and freed him, even the ruler of the peoples.
It's okay. No, I wanted you to read maybe 18. Verse 18.
Verse 18. They bruised his feet.
They bruised his feet. That is a man that was sent forth from God, not from Satan. That was what happened. He was sent forth. You know, they sent forth to expose you as a special person. Each time there is a situation that the grace of God is upon your life, the devil will single you out to deal with you, to test you, to be sure that you have the qualities of what the position you want to occupy. He sent him forth, but it's the one that was sent forth that have the challenge. His feet was binded with shackles. But what happened eventually? He endured all. And when it was time, the Lord lifted him. He became, sit down please, thank you. He became who he ought to be. But not just at a platter of gold. Nobody that has ever been great became great at a platter of gold. Even celebrity, people of the world. I watch a film from training to champion. From training to champion. You need to see what these people undergo to become champions. You have to undergo a lot of things. You have to forsake so many things. You have to do a lot of things. There has never been any person that was great that got it easy. They all came in difficult circumstances and situations. That is how God makes his men. So you will never become anything good or great when you think that everything should work good for you. It is when it is uncertain, it is when it is abnormal, it is when it's like everything is falling apart. That is when men of faith build their faith to stand with God. And that is what happened with men. I was reading the Bible recently. I wanted to see characters in scripture. I started from Abraham. God called him. I expected that because God called him, everything would have went well for him. No, but if you read the Bible, you go to the book of Hebrews 11 and read about him. He was moving from one place to another. God has promised him that he's going to give him a land that is full of what now? Milk and honey. Everything will be in that land. But this person that have a promise of land have no land to dwell in. He's moving from one place to another under the threat of men. Where is this God that promised him that he's going to give him the land of milk and honey? Where is that land? He fought war. So many things happened to him. If you come to the prophets, read the book of Jeremiah, if you read chapter 1 verse 10, he said God called him, anointed him. Everything was like at a flip of his hand, things will begin to happen. But go to verse 20. Please read for us. Yes, Jeremiah chapter 20, 7 to 10. Jeremiah 20, 7 to 10. Please, any person that see, read for us. Jeremiah 27 to 10. Okay.
Yahweh, you have persuaded me.
Yes, you have persuaded me. Yes.
And I was persuaded.
I was actually persuaded.
You are stronger than I.
Abba. See, the story has changed. You persuaded me, I was persuaded. But another dimension to it. You are stronger than I. Then what happened?
And I have prevailed.
I have prevailed.
I have become a laughing stock all day.
Who has become a laughing stock? He was persuaded. Now he's a laughing stock. Read on.
Everyone mocks me.
Yes.
For as often as I speak, I cry out. I cry violence and destruction. Because Yahweh's word has been made a reproach to me.
Yahweh's word has been made a reproach to me. A reproach. Yes, go on.
And a derision.
Yes.
All day. If I say I will not make mention of him.
Yes.
Or speak any more in his name. Then there is in my heart as it were a burning fire.
A burning fire. It came to a point. He came to the conclusion. Each time I speak about God, I suffer terribly. Each time I do something for God, it exposes me to danger. Now I will make my own conclusion. I will no longer speak about God. But the Bible said the word became like a fire. It's irresistible. He has no ability to keep quiet. There is something in him beyond the pain that must proclaim the word. There is something beyond the pain that he must do. The word has become like a fire in his womb, in his body. Read on and finish it.
A burning fire shot up in my bones.
Yes.
I am weary with holding it in. I can't, for I have heard the defaming of many. Terror on every side. Denounce, and we will denounce him.
Praise the Lord. It's okay. Thank you. That was Jeremiah. He came to a point that he gave up. But there is something inherent in him that he can't keep quiet. The word in him became like a fire. Is somebody God has selected. No assurance can prevent process. No amount of assurance can prevent process. For anyone that God must use, must go through process and testing. You must come to a point that even God will boast of you. That you've gone through fire, you stood. You've gone through water, you stood. You've gone through everything. You see, the kingdom is not for weak men. I've never seen in the Bible a weak man that make it through. No, there is nothing for weak men. Weak men are failure and they are meant for death. That is the truth of it. It's men of heart. Men that can face Damago. Men that can look at the devil and say, go behind me. Men that will see difficulties and run towards it. There was the time that there was crisis in Jos. And one time they said it has started happening. And while we were running away from the place, one man was running towards it. He said, please tell me where exactly this problem is happening now. I look at him, I say, what do you mean? He said he wants to go to where it's happening. Where is the fight exactly now? And I asked him, why will you want to go there? He said he wants to go, that perhaps he will do something. Why? Because he suffered a loss. He has been wounded. A lot of things have happened to him. And he needed to fight for a revenge. And men like that don't die. Because they've made up their mind to face it. And I've come to discover when you want to face any situation, you will survive it. It's when you run from difficult situation, when you run from one place to another, those are the people that fall into trap. You can easily be trapped because you are looking for easy way. And there have never been an easy way in this life. There is nothing like easy way. Nothing easy. In fact, the comfort we seek for is what destroys men. It's a comfort. You can't wake up in the night to pray. Instead, you want to cover yourself so that you can feel warm and do what? And just sleep. Is there anything besides sleep? But when you wake up in the cold, no matter what is happening, you are contending with forces. You are overcoming for your life. Recently, somebody called me. I've not seen him for a very long time. He sent a text message for me. He works with the SSS. We're in one church together. He sent a text message to me. He said, please, go and pray for my brother. He's in the hospital. He's a major in the army. He's in the hospital. Please raise a prayer altar for him. I couldn't go. I saw it around evening. Then the next day, I have to do something in the church. So I was talking with one brother. I said, see, they sent a message to me. There's this major that has some challenge that I need to go and pray for. Then the brother looked at me. He said, no, that is not right. The Bible didn't say you should go and pray for him. The Bible said, go and heal the sick. I said, what? You put another dimension to it. And that made me to begin to look up unto God. He says, is anyone sick among you? Is anyone in trouble? Call the elders. A fervent prayer of the righteous will heal the sick. And even if he has committed sin, his sin will be forgiven. Oh my God. I look at the dimension of that word. I say, God, there is something, there is an assignment we must fulfill. There is a work to be done. And this work are not for feeble-hearted. This work are not for people that sleep all night. No. You know, it's so terrible if you don't have time to think, to meditate, to pray. You are a man, you go to bed, 8 o'clock, you sleep till 6 o'clock, and you wake up and people will be greeting you, will be answering. Do you know what you are doing to your life? By the time you are 50, you have slept for 25 years. Half of your years have gone for sleep. So when God asks you, how do you spend your life? I slept for 25 years. I bathed for 2 years. I put my clothes for 3 years. And before you know it, you scatter the time for no value. You've not been able to stand for anything. We are not just ordinary people. We do not come here to eat food, sleep, and wake up. No. the devil will mess you up. The Bible said in Revelation, see, woe to the Son of Man that the devil have come to dwell among them. The devil is here. And the devil has no plan to play with anybody. He has a mission to destroy every day, every moment. Any person that is on his way, he crashed. Especially a man, a family man. You are supposed to be a man at the gate so that the family you represent must stand strong. May God have mercy on us. What do you do in an uncertain situation? What do you do when things are going as if there is nothing for you? Will you stand? Will you look back? If you have a family, you have people all around you, depending on you. If you give up, then what happened to people that are depending on you? There is something we need to do. This Christianity is not to come here and sit down. It's not to carry Bible up and down. It's not to have your name in the register of a church. It's not for pastor to know you. It's not for you to gain respect because you can do one thing or the other. It's about a duty you must perform from your heart. It's a battle, it's a fight. It's a war. Please let me tell you, life itself is a war. And nobody fights war and sleep. A fighter is vigilant. A fighter is up at all times. When there is sign of the enemy, he stands up to face the enemy. There is no place to run to if you are at war. It's either you kill or you get killed. It's either you kill or you get killed. That is a war we are fighting. That is the uncertainty we see around us. We need men that will rise to the occasion. We need men. If there are any country that we need men now, is Nigeria. We need men to rise. We need the church to stand. A lot of things is happening, and it will take God for us to overcome. And God is depending on you. He's depending on me. None of the people that you ever see that became great in the Bible became great because of anything good around them. No. David faced everything. His life was under threat. On daily basis, he was abandoned. He was pushed away. Everything around him was a sorry sight. His father was even sending him to go and give people food in the war. What a careless man. People are fighting war. You call a young man and say, go and give them food. Is it done anywhere? What kind of food will those people eat when they are engaged in a war? What risk are you putting this guy? Even in that risk, he saw an opportunity. It was a war that men of war cannot fight. That a young man come and see an opportunity, that God lifted David. He became a man like no any other man because he sees the opportunity where men are sleeping. He stood and he saw. And God said, this is the man I'm waiting for. He was not dressed for battle. He was a casual man. He was a child. But he saw what men do not see. May God open your eyes to see. May God open your eyes to see. We need people that take advantage of situation. Look at Paul. Look at all of them. Paul was somebody that God called personally. He was doing the work of God. In the book of Acts of the Apostles, chapter 16, they were preaching, zealous for God, going up and down doing deliverance, but they caught them and locked them in a prison. For doing what? For preaching. But you know, most of us will talk like people that have no sense. God, if I am serving you and this is a prison you will keep me, then you are not there. God, if I'm serving you and I don't have bread, what am I serving for? And you know, people worsen the situation by the way they talk. Somebody say, if you are a child of God and you don't have a car, go and reconcile with your God. What is the meaning of that? What is the meaning of that? If you are a child of God and you have no job, go and reconcile with God. If you are this, so men that doesn't understand what it is to serve God, men that came to the pulpit from nowhere, men that study what I don't understand, they will come and be telling you this. It is in that situation that God will make you great. If any person is talking to you these days, you have to study the Bible to be able to listen to messages. You get me? You have to study the Bible to understand the Bible, to listen to message so that you'll be directed aright. Somebody can mislead you and you'll be misled completely. If you don't know your left from your right, it's a dangerous time to listen to what is going up and down these days. You have to be very strong in the Lord to be able to hear people and know and get direction. And in this uncertainty, in this persecution, in this pain, the Bible said, in the night, not in the morning, not in the evening, at midnight, that is even the Bible qualified, at midnight. Paul and Silas, what were they doing? Were they sleeping? They were praying. The devil wanted to crack their heart. The devil wanted to finish them. You see, each time you bring pity to yourself, I pity you. When you walk around and looking for people to pity you, I say, Kai, what is it? You are walking with long face so that somebody will see you. For what? Do you know how he came and overcome him? So you are walking with long face. You see, Pastor, your wife will do like this so that he will give you money for granite. You will not get that money for granite. Yeah, but I mean, when you come and say, please go there, go and break firewood. In that uncertainty, they were praying. They were thanking God. There is an opportunity that I have come to discover that every challenge and every pain we'll go through is an opportunity to be great. If you are passing through any problem, any challenge now, I'm challenging you that it's an opportunity to be great. It's an opportunity to be great. They were singing songs. They were worshiping God in the midst of this challenge. And the Bible says heaven could not hold itself. Everything around them began to quake. The earth began to quake. Everything began to quake. And suddenly, everybody heard about Paul and Silas. Because they did what? Because they prayed. Do they pray when they were taking tea? Do they pray when they were eating rice and beans? Do they pray when they were taking chicken? They were locked in a dungeon. In a horrible place. They were chained. In fact, it's only their mouth they could even use. Their hands were not even available. Their legs were chained. And the Bible said they were worshiping God. They were honoring God. And heaven moved on their behalf. Time will fail us to begin to mention everybody in the Bible that was great. Is it Daniel? You can hear, once you hear story of men, you know Daniel was a great person, he survived so many kings, you think it was easy. It was not easy that Daniel made up his mind to serve the Lord in a foreign land, in a pagan land. He said he will not eat, he will not even go to celebrate with the king. He has an opportunity. It's not like Nigeria now that any little thing, those that were before, they look at Tinubu as if he's not a human being. Today they are all running to him. Men that have no vision, men that have no stand, they go to where everything is good. Once it is good here, they will rush to that place. You must have a mind of your own. You must have something you believe. Something must direct your life. Let life not push you around. You should push life around. Let situation not push you around. Push the situation. Please, let's be strong. Let's stand for something. Let's have purpose in life. Don't give up easily. Not even Jesus. That find it easy. Let me conclude like this. If you read the book of Revelation chapter 1 verse 9, the Bible says John was taken to the island of Patmos. He was abandoned there. What was the intention that John was taken to the island where there is no life, where there was nothing, for his future to be shut out, for him to finish there? But that was when God began with him. Where it seems it was no future, where his own future was to finish, and he saw the future of the whole earth. He saw beyond the future of all men. The Bible says God opened his eyes and he saw, and that book is titled Revelation. He was taken away from men. When he was taken away from men, they took him to God. That is where situation should take you to God. He became great when it was actually to be abandoned to shame and death. But glory beyond human reason and expectation was the outcome. He also overcame death and pain to see glory beyond the realm of men. He saw glory beyond the realm of men. In a situation where he was abandoned for pain, he was abandoned for stress, he was abandoned to die. What is it? How much of God? We've been here for quite a while. What have you been able? What is your takeaway? What have you been able to get? How solid are you? How strong are you? Do you easily give up? Do anything stress you? Do you easily... there was a day, I always tell this story. There was a day things were so tough for me. And, most times we think, I don't know. God is not a man. And he doesn't behave like a man. He is God. You see, most times you think God will pity you. God does not pity any man. There is nothing like pity. So, I think I was mumu. I was trying to go and cry so that God will pity me. You know how you just form tears around your eyes? So that God will see that this thing is serious. And I wanted a room to do that cry, at least so that we'll have a conversation. But while I was entering the room, I heard my name. And you know what God told me? He said, Mike, men ought always to pray and not to faint. The tears dry in my face. Men ought always to pray and not to faint. There is no room for men that faint. Men that faint will collapse and die. Men that faint they have no place on earth. They are weak men, and nobody deal with weak men. If you are a weak man, you will be lonely. The devil will not want you. God will not want you. A weak man has nobody to rely on, because devil too does not want weak men. There is nothing easy. If you want to steal, you have to prepare. You have to strategize. Because if you are caught, you must steal so that you will not be caught. You must steal and not be caught. Because if you are caught, even this corruption, the day they catch you is you that EFCC will do example with. You have to steal and steal neatly. You understand? So you have to put strategy. You have to work overnight. In fact, if you want to steal, you don't sleep for days. Watch how the people that you are going to rob sleep. You have to make sure that they are asleep when you are awake. You have to beat them to eat. If not, you will be caught. If you come to my street, there's something we are doing, I will not tell you. You have to know what you are doing before you go out to do something. You see, there is no place for a weak man. There is no place for weak people. It's either you are strong and survive, or you are weak and you finish. Look at the Bible. Look at men that became something. They did nothing. They only believed God. In their pain, they believed God. In their stress, they believed God. Ruth became who she became because she made up her mind for something strong. She said, I will die where you die. Your God will be my God. Where they bury you, I will be buried. What has led to such talk? Nothing has led to it. There was no fantasy around her. There was nothing she was seeing. But she made a decision that heaven applaud. It's a decision that you make that is you. It's the decision that you make that is you. You are called by your name, but your name is not your name. Your name is in your decision. What do you stand for? What is it? What is your objective in life? For a Christian, what kind of Christian do you want to be? If you are here, what are you here for? You must be here for something. It's not for attendance. If you are for attendance, I pity you. If you want men to look at you, I pity you. That is the least you can do, because no man can help you. No man can help you. We all need the help of God. We all need the help of God. All of us need God to help us. So if you are not looking up to God, if you are not standing strong, if little thing make you to quake, my brother, arise and be strong. There is no place for a weak man. In an uncertain situation, that is where men are made. That is where strong men emerge. May we emerge strong in this uncertainty. May we become strong for our families. May we stand strong. Where there are crises, when things are happening, be strong and be strong-hearted. What you run from will confront you another day. And what you overcome will fear you another day. You must overcome something. You must be strong for something. The Bible says, he that overcome shall wear the crown. He that do what? He that overcome. He that overcome. He that endure to the end. Oh, the Bible. There are a lot of comforting things in the Bible, but there are things that make men to be men. They are not comfortable in the Bible. Say, he that endure. What does he endure? Jesus was to face death. There was nothing that Jesus was so comfortable with Jesus. At a time, they put Jesus with a criminal. This man that was healing them, doing everything, they put him with Barabbas. They asked the people, between this man and this man, who will you choose? They say, give us Barabbas. He said, this man that is destroying your children, killing you, taking your things away. They say, give us. He said, Jesus, I've done nothing. He said,